Hello everyone. So it's been a while since I made my last video. Been busy. We have been working on a few more modifications inside the van, so we can try and get everything ready for a forthcoming trip to Europe. More on the modifications in another video, so I'll try and do a Courts and Meeks 3-minute van tour at a later date. Because we've got a few more things that we still need to do to the van. But today's video is all about us going to Europe. This plan that we've always had in our heads before we even bought this van. When you look back on all our videos, it was kind of like the dream has always been to obviously start van life in Europe and stuff, but obviously like a lot of people out there, the global pandemic took over and it's left us in the situation where we are now. However, the opportunities are now available and it's the perfect time to go and live our dream as such. So there's a few things I'm going to talk about, because obviously it's been a long process of planning, and I've been meeting up with a lot of people who are also kind of planning their own little vacations away in Europe, and trying to get advice from people who are far more experienced than me, who've been to Europe many times, people who've got a dog as well, to try and get advice. And then obviously been watching a few videos of like the weirdos, Overlanding Sophia and so on, of those people who've already taken the step to get to Europe with pets, and to see what the rules, restrictions and what is actually needed to get yourself into Europe. So I've made a little list here of some of the stuff, and I'm not a subject matter expert. I've never ever been to Europe in a van before, so this first trip of mine is a complete learning experience for me, which I'm extremely looking forward to. And I'm hoping as well that for Archie, that the whole time that we get to go away, he's going to have an amazing time, because that was the whole dream, to go to Europe, to give Archie the life that he deserves, and for us to go and explore and live out of our self-converted van as such. So moving on to some things that we've had to go through in order to get to the stage where we are weeks away from going to Europe. So let's talk about Archie. So he's had his rabies jab, a booster, because he'd already had it last year when we originally planned to go to Europe, which we didn't go. But he's had a booster, and he is now covered for the next year ahead as such. He's got to have, he had his original passport, but now he's got to have his health certificate, which he's booked in for, and that's around £150, and that's on the 3rd of September. So he'll get that done. Some of the things that I've had to do as well is adjust his pet plan that I had with the vets, and I kind of now have to prepay. I used to pay by direct debit, but now I paid the year in advance. And what that allows me to do, and the vets have been amazing with it, is they give me a year's worth of flea and tick treatment and his worming tablets for the duration of our time away out of the UK. So he's covered on that side of life. So big thank you to the vets that have been looking after us. And then the Eurotunnel. So I've been watching, like I said, a few other channels, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be pretty easy now for Archie to, as long as we've got all his paperwork done, everything that we have for Archie's in here, his original pet passport, which we'll keep in, his medical records, his ID tag, his chip tag and all that sort of stuff, all his flea and tick treatments, everything's in there, his insurance, his pet plan, everything's in there. So that's Archie's little travel pack, so we're good to go. And hopefully we can just get to the Eurotunnel the morning we're crossing, take him into like the centre where you have to go these days, show all the documents, and that should be it, and then we're into France, fingers crossed. So that's Archibald, kind of good to go, we hope. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I've only been watching other people and taking advice of other people, so I don't really know. But fingers crossed. So moving on to me now. this is literally my pack of everything, my passport and some documents, all in there, good to go as well. So for me, big thing was the van insurance. So my van insurance, I've spoken to my insurance company. I'm obviously insured for a camper van, and I've increased my policy a little bit, made a few other alterations to make sure that I am covered for certain countries, which is great. There are only 2 countries that I'm not covered for, which was a bit disappointing, and they wouldn't provide me with any cover for that, and that was Albania and Russia. And all it advised me to do when I spoke to the person on the telephone was literally go to the border and buy insurance, especially Albania, but unsure of Russia. So my van insurance is all squared. Travel insurance, I booked travel insurance with the RAC at the same time as I took out breakdown insurance for Europe with the RAC so I got a discount. I already had AA insurance, which I took out for Europe as well, and the reason for that is I've heard good and bad reports about both. AA is good in the UK, not so good in Europe. I've heard that RAC is not so good in the UK but good in Europe, and so on and so on. But I've got both just to cover me for these 9 months away. Hopefully I should be covered with breakdown insurance at some way, so we will see. Life insurance, I already had that, so no real changes. I've had my 2 COVID jabs. I've uploaded and downloaded my COVID passport and printed that out, so that's kind of in here as well in case I have to show anybody this. My passport obviously is still in date. I've got until 2023 to travel on that, so I'm happy with that. And literally the only other thing for me, I guess, is my mobile phone and data, which is possibly not a major thing, but I had that written down here, I don't know why. But for me, I should be, because I've had all my jabs, I've got my passport, the van and all that's insured, blah blah blah. Me and the van should be pretty clued up and good to go, we would like to think. A bit more about the van. So today we've been sat around and we're just parked up at a place called Megget Reservoir on the border of Scotland. So the van went into a place where I normally take it to and had a full MOT. Even though my MOT was already done in April, I've brought it forward, done a new MOT, got my certificate today, and it's now MOT'd for a year from today. At the same time we had a full service. So the van, MOT wise, full service wise, is good to go for Europe. The van rebuild, well, like I said, I'm going to do a probably quick 3-minute van tour on another video. We still have 1 or 2 things left to do. The most important thing was, like this weekend just gone, we fitted a Max Air fan into the van, and coming up in a couple of weeks when we start to head back down towards England and the south coast is to go to Propex near Ringwood and have a water heater fitted into the gas heating system, and that is that. The one thing I have been very conscious of, because you're unsure of where you could be or what the weather conditions will be like, and my learning experiences for when I was up in the lockdown in Scotland in very harsh cold conditions was to ensure there's a backup to a backup. And what I mean by that is, so I've got a LPG heating system with a gas stove oven. I've also got now a diesel heater fitted in as well, so I have a backup heating system should one fail or one or if I need both. I have a gas oven. I've also got like a portable camping stove as well, so that everything's like a backup to a backup from my experiences. And so far with the redesign of the van building, you probably see behind me like the cabinets that were built. I've got loads more storage, more storage than I needed, and I'm trying to find stuff to put into my storage spaces, but we're getting there. Some of the other things that I've had done, which you probably didn't see on my last van tour video, was the spare wheel. A lot of people said you don't really need one. Some people don't bother. Some people have never needed to use a spare wheel. Again, you just don't know. If you're by yourself, the possibilities of being remote, you might need a spare wheel. I don't know. I've got a spare wheel now. It's mounted towards the back door, and we'll do that in the next video, the 3-minute van tour. Little things that have been confusing with the van. Stickers. It's been a debate. I've been chatting with friends. Is it the GB sticker? Is it the UK sticker? Do you need the Union Jack? All that sort of stuff. So I have just gone the full shebang. On the back of the van, I've got a Union Jack, I've got a GB and a UK sticker. So that's all on there. And obviously I'll have similar to the front of the vehicle as well. One thing someone has mentioned to me is like the speeds markers, sign stickers that go on the back of your van, speed limits, to have a load of them ready to go, because sometimes when you cross different borders, they insist you have a certain sticker on the back of your van, and they make you buy it from the border control, which is obviously pocketing them money. So maybe that's something that people, or if someone's experienced that, then leave me a comment below. But that's something I need to look into as well. Headlight stickers, because obviously you're driving into Europe. And the internet is the big thing, because I'm unsure, and I have been chatting to friends. I don't know what the costs are going to be by travelling around different countries, and how much data allowance I'm going to be having. I have an online business via an Etsy shop which I run, which I'll probably do in another video at a later date, of how I earn some money on the road. So again, I'm going to need data of some sort. One, for my Etsy shop, because I'll have orders coming in which I probably didn't know about, and need to process them within a certain period of time. And also YouTube videos as well, which is obviously one of the most important things why I set my channel up, was so my mom at home and family and friends and all that sort of stuff can see the different places that me and Archie are going to, but also to like have memories to look back on, because obviously, no offense to Archie, they're only here, a dog is only here for a short period of lives, but the adventures that we can have together, I want to be able to look back on later life when he's gone, and celebrate them with. So internet is a big thing, but that's a learning process when we go. So I think the next part that everybody's more interested in is the road trip itself, the Schengen shuffle. So the 90 days in the EU, the 90 days out, and all so on and so on. So my plan, and the one thing I am going to say, and the one thing I learned from being in the military, is that you can plan and plan and plan, but until the very first day you set foot into somewhere, whatever you plan for will automatically change. So no plan will survive the first journey into Europe as such. So it's a big learning point. I've got an idea of where I'd like to go. There's a million different factors that you've got to take into account. It's the van, it's money, it's COVID, it's literally everything, you know, weather, all these different parts of the elements and life experiences will make the final decision of where you are going to be and where you're going to go. So this is just a rough outline of countries that I'd like to go to. So for the first kind of 90 days in the EU, once I get off the Eurotunnel, obviously I'm going to be in France. I'm then going to try and head north, hopefully towards Denmark. I've always wanted to go to Copenhagen, so I might go to Copenhagen, spend a few days. Again, I don't know. I'm not going to have a fixed plan as such. I just want to be able to go. Sweden, possibility, so going into Sweden. So one of the things I'd like to do, and I've spoken to a few other people, is those big long bridges that come from Denmark across to Sweden. I can't remember the name of the place now, but anyway, into Sweden, and then possibly from Sweden I'd like to then get a ferry over towards Finland, and then be in Finland. So, and then there's another ferry you can get which will then bring you down through over to Estonia. I think the capital is Tallinn, or whatever they call it, and then through Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, down to Poland, through Germany, Austria. Again, one of I remember being a kid, I always wanted to go to, my parents took me to the Berchtesgaden, which was Adolf Hitler's retreat up in the mountains. Love to go back and see that again while I'm in Austria. While I'm in Poland, it's a tragic place to go to, but I'd love to go to Auschwitz and to see the camp there and all that sort of stuff. So another part of my plan then is by that time I think my 90 days in the EU will be coming up. So around the 80-day mark I need to start heading towards Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, and then my plan from there to be out of the Europe is to be Romania, Bulgaria, and possibly Albania, but Albania is one of the countries that I'm not insured in, so it would have to be a case of, like I said, turning up at the border, seeing what happens, and going from there, how much it would cost at the border to get into Albania. But I think if I work it out right, after the Christmas, after New Year, I'll be out of the EU. So again, I'd have to spend 90 days out of the EU. So like I said, in Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Hungary, to name a few, Croatia. Then my plan is, when my 90 days out of the EU is up, to then come back into the EU, possibly through Greece, jump on a ferry across to the bottom of the boot of Italy, and then possibly do the west coast of Italy, up the spine of it, sort of thing. Keep going up until you hit like Switzerland, the Dolomites, all that sort of places. I've always wanted to be able to go to see like the Matterhorn, the Eiger, all that sort of stuff. So if I can do all those things, that would be amazing. Then I'd like to cut back, as if you're going towards like Monaco, Marseille, through France, along the coast, and then cut through the middle of Spain, heading towards Portugal, to Porto area. I want to go see some friends. Hopefully by the time this video goes out, I don't know, they're still looking for land at the moment, so hopefully they will get some land, and then hopefully by next year they will have a bit of land, and I'll be able to park up and go and spend some time with those weirdos, if you don't follow their channel already. And then obviously after that, my time in the EU is coming back up, so I'm going to have to head back through France, possibly along the west coast, all the way back to the UK. I can't realistically go anywhere after Portugal to get out of the EU, because my van MOT and all that sort of stuff will be coming up as well. So my best thing to do is every 90 days in the EU, 90 days out of the EU, 90 days in the EU, and then make a dash back to the UK. And then I'll have 3 months back in the UK out of every 12 months, and then in that time I can go see my mom, go see family and friends, catch up on events, van life meetups with some amazing people that I've already had the chance to meet up. I'll then come back up to Scotland, hang around here where I normally hang around, and get the van MOT'd and so on, and then I can start making plans again to go somewhere else. So again, you have to excuse me, some of the things that, you know, I've got to remind myself is Europe is never going to go anywhere unless Russia decide to drop a nuclear bomb. Then we're all in the shit. So if I don't hit a country or visit a country, or if I don't feel that I'm going to have enough time in a certain country, then I can always come back and do things at a later date, because every 12 months I'm going to be setting off back into Europe and having to do this shuffle of 90 days, so and so and so, unless it changes over the years, which we're all, I think, as van lifers are hoping that it will do. So that's my road trip, and that's my plan. So I think my dream is going to be amazing. There's going to be complications, as always. You know, there's always the unexpected, the what ifs, and so and so. I don't know how Archie's going to cope, because he still kind of struggles at times driving around. Not the stressful as he was, but he still doesn't eat as much as he does. And I know the vet said to me, "Don't worry," but you do kind of worry, especially when you're by yourselves in Europe. So I hope he enjoys it himself. I know I'm going to have an amazing time. I bought myself a bodyboard, a wetsuit, a snorkel mask and all that. So I want to get in. Archie's got a life jacket, so I want to get into the sea with him and have some fun when we get down to some warmer countries and go from there. It's going to be an amazing Eating flies, stupid dog. It's going to be an amazing European road trip, that's for sure. So, well, I hope it is anyway. The van's ready, I'm ready, the dog's almost ready. It's literally a case of, right, let's just go. And, you know, one of the things you've got to remind yourself is what's, you know, risk versus reward. Sometimes the risks, putting yourself in a risky situation is going to lead you to some rewards. Might lead you to some bad rewards as well, but it's going to lead you to some rewards. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that some of the places we're going to go to on these amazing locations around the world, around Europe, is going to be totally worth it. And I'm going to meet some amazing people along the way. Fingers crossed. But we're prepared. And the most important thing is literally go and enjoy life. You know, after the past couple of years, this is what it's all about now. So I know I'm not going to have enough time to say goodbye to everybody or see everybody or meet up with all the different people that I've met up with over the past months and so on. But, you know, I hope you all stick with me on the YouTube channel. I hope you'll follow us and give us some love, likes, subscribes, all that sort of stuff, and leave us comments. And our plan for YouTube, I think I'm going to try and, like I said, it all depends on the data and what I can get when I'm in a certain country, but I'd like to do like a video vlog like this, which is for my mum and to my friends and all that sort of stuff, and then maybe once a week do like a video of our journey, and then I'll do a compilation of all the videos that I keep capture of each country that I go to, like Sweden, Denmark and so on. So that's the plan for YouTube. So try at least to do a weekly vlog and a weekly location video. So anyway, I think I waffled on enough. Don't forget, if you've got any tips or advice for me, leave a comment below and so on. We've got a couple of weeks before we go, so your advice will be helpful. And as always, we are eternally grateful for all your support, for all your likes, for all your comments and so on. So, and we will see you soon on our next video. Take care. Bye bye.